All right, hi. This is a what's going to be hopefully a definitive jump clone uh, introduction. I've got the simplest, I've got slightly less simple, and I've got the normal stuff you don't want to screw up on, and then I've got a mistake I have to correct. So let's start with this absolute simplest. Uh, right, I probably don't need to go through the whole blah blah of advanced infomorph psychology is good. This will lower it. Uh, I'm currently sitting on about 16 hours for cooldown. You'll see. Anyways, going for level 5 is like, whatever. Um, so the goal I'm doing right now is to get all my slave implants, slave implant clones to a Tarly from Shedge, moving staging. Okay? Um, that's the goal here. Uh, Two of my guys don't even have slave implants, so I'm just going to get rid of my temporary clone. There we go. I've got my clone bay open. Just open it from here. And I install a clone. Usually it's cost, of course, at NPC of what, 900,000. Some people charge more. There we go. So a jump clone is installed. There are no implants. Uh, so that's the simplest, absolute simplest. Um, Now the second simplest is switching clones. If I want to say switch a clone to say the speed implant, what I do is I just find it here. Now remember, these aren't situated anything but randomly. The CCP fucked up the code. I wish it was, you could set for, how many number of jumps or, name as assets, but you can't. So do be careful. Uh, Widen your character sheet as much as possible to get the actual one you're doing. So here I am at the X-ray moonbase, and I've got the X-ray moonbase speed clone right here. And I need to, of course, leave my ship, or this might be an embarrassing video full of my mistakes. All right, so I'm in a pod, yay, and I go ahead and jump. Huzzah! Okay, so I've jumped, and I incur no cooldown, which is really handy and really awesome. Thank you, CCP. So I don't need to do that. I just jump. I can just right back. See? Switching out is super easy. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Close that out. Now, the main thing I was doing is I want to move not only my staging, my death clone thingy, to Tarly, but I want to move my, like this, la 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 la, get my slave implants to a Tarly as well, and they're currently in Shedge. So how I do this is I'm going to first install a clone, a clean one. All right. Oops. There it is. It's good to name your guys. So as soon as you see a clone locate that default, that's usually the one you need. Also, when you install an implant, it'll change your name back to default, so do be careful. And that's good. I'll install a clone here. There we go. And same thing. And for more capacity reach, just find an empty clone you are using for just transfers and stuff. Get rid of that. And there we go. Install the clone. There you go. Alright, so what we do, we switch out for a clean clone. So voila. 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 Okay. Now that we're in clean clones, we're going to self-destruct and get to Chedge. We have to be at, see if we're using we've got our, I've got my main stuff I use all the time. I've got to keep that at where I want to move this slave clone. Okay? If you're going to move clones, implant clones, you need to get your main one to your destination. Okay? You'll understand. We want to cut down the jump clone. I haven't had a jump clone cooldown since I made a mistake. That's how you get jump clone cooldowns. Keep those for emergency purposes only. And yeah, it's just great. So yeah, the goal is keep your mains at your destination for your jump clone, so you can switch out without incurring a cooldown. And just keep it in your back pocket. Alright, so we'll self-destruct. We will self-destruct. Now, if you try to see, we're loading right away. Say if we accidentally forgot, right? Don't worry at all, because if you watch the code screw up and kill my clone, what happens is it will tell you, wait, you've got these clones you're going to lose, and you go, oh no. It's a great thing. Oh good. Warning that this video won't take more than an hour. Alright, so there we go. Nice little pop-up. Thank you, CCP. Oops. Alright. Once you're at the destination, sorry, not the destination, but our departure, we get into our slave clone. Because we're in a clean clone. And slave, jump, we're in sedge. And switch out. You'll notice I don't have any cooldown. I have not incurred cooldown the entire time I've been doing this clone thing. Okay, so we just set destination. Where's my main? There it is. Alright. And off we go. What we'll do is we'll just warp quickly to the destination and switch out for our mains. And that'll be it for that bit, and we'll move on to correcting a mistake. I'll talk about that while we're en route. What I accidentally did was I used asset window to move back to a staging point, but I clicked on, I had some at an NPC station, I had some assets, and I accidentally set detonation from one of my guys to an NPC station in Sedge, and And for some reason, I wasn't thinking, I was tired. I jumped to my main. I wasn't checking, wasn't thinking, and I ended up way out of where I wanted to be, and I had to jump cooldown, and I had my slave in a NPC station. Oops. So that meant I'd have to take an entire day of fixing the problem because once I jump back to correct the mistake, I'm going to incur another cooldown. So one of my guys is going to be under a jump clone cooldown. It's not that big of a deal. I hardly ever use it. Now I have a different concept of jump clone usage. I used to have different. Oh, I used to have as much ore and ice clones as possible spread out all over, so I could just jump all over. But I found I really wasn't taking advantage of that. What I did need was specialized stuff. Like I wanted a centurion set for one of my guys, and I had Hereticus as the ECM boater and my prober. So problem was that I wanted to have lots of virtue spread all over, and I wanted to have lots of centurions spread all over, and I can't do it on one guy. I'm like, oh god. So I decided, well, why don't we start specializing my guys in sets? Why don't I take advantage of the implants to divvy out who's going to be using what? And so far, I've settled on the prober having the virtue set, of course. One guy, one of my kind of non-mains. I wish this guy was my main. This is my main handle, major freak. But my most skilled is minor freak, so I don't know, it's a long story. Bloody somebody else took my name for a while before it got purged in a beta account purge a long time ago. So yay. All right. So dock up here. I've got a couple of warper. They're really expensive. Ascendancy. Yeah. Expensive. So yeah, this one has warper stuff to get to Jita and back. I can get my biter up to 18 AU per second. Yes, please. So yeah, he's going heavily into getting the hell of Jita and back quick. Not quite sure what I'm going to make Rain Taniel. Really not sure. But yeah, so far it's so good. Alright, stopping that little ramble. So, of course, we're here with our slave clones. Let's switch out. So we just jump back. Jump back. I used to explain what's in my, like, have these long freaking names, but I've discovered once you get it all sorted, short names are the best. Especially finding out where the heck you're. Okay, there we go. Everybody's set. Yay! Inventory up. Inventory up. Inventory up. Whoop. Get back in my ship. Tra-la-la-la. Oh, right. We're going to blow something up, so. Where are we? Do I want to? Do I really want to? Anyway, so that's a question for another day. Now, let's fix this screw up. So, here it is in the, it's the the trade registry in Sketch, and we'll be incurring a. Should we just? So here's the thing. Let's get myself a. So you want to install the clone? Yes. Jump to it. Yes. Now here's the thing. You could either jump right now to this one, because you're going to have to anyways, or we can do it fancy and do it from, but we're still going to incur a cooldown. So if we didn't have the staging point medical clone, well, you don't really need it. Not for a correction mistake. So we'll just make this our home station, because we don't really need that. There we go. Oh no, Mr. Bell! Alright, there we go. Yeah, kind of is poor. There we go. Awesome. I don't really need this guy. See if you do have this guy and you clone jump to here, it'll give you a warning. Okay, but if you do it the other way, if you have your main here and you try to jump with a clean, it'll give you that pop-up of, hey, you're going to lose so-and-so implants. There you go. Okay, the main's in a Tarly. Da-da-da. Destination. There you go. And yep, there we go. Once you're underway, I'll explain the cooldown and stuff and the history of that. Now, the reason I didn't understand the need for spreading out my guys using the ECM and Virtue, the Centurion, the Virtue, and all the other special ones, is that back when we didn't have upwells, we didn't. Well, except when I believe you could use the suicide clone to jump a lot. But I never used that. You still had to get yourself into a clean clone in order to do that, and that would incur the cooldown, because you were jumping into a clean clone at a NPC station. Yeah, I forgot the outposts in nullsec. That might have been different. But anyways, all I know is NPC in the past. Drive active. That's why I didn't. Never really. I kind of used the jumping around, especially for jumping into my ice mining implant stuff, and I'd be used to cooldowns a lot. I wouldn't max it out all the time, but I did use it. But once we got cooldown, it was so much more convenient to jump between clones, just switch implant. It was a game changer, but it's taken me almost till now to truly take advantage of what the mechanics give me. But yeah, the 20-hour cooldown, totally used to that. totally used to that. I think my skill level is pretty low on Seneche. I would hardly ever jump her around. Oh, okay. Well, is it really 20 hours? I thought it was 16. Damn. Maybe I have a guy at level 5?
User entered your channel.
Huh.
Warp drive active.
Anyways. And yeah, pretty much completed this video. Sorry it took so long. Hope I didn't bore you with the rambling. Yeah. And oh, right, I better show you at destination. You can still, even if you have a cooldown, and I'll show it to you so you don't doubt me, because you know I'd be like, "What? Are you kidding me?" Even if you have a cooldown, you can totally switch between clones at an up wall without incurring cooldown. Pretty damn sure you can't do it at NPC station. Pretty damn sure.
Warp drive active.
Oh look, a neutral cyno on our station. Pew pew! So we have policy about not shooting neutral cynos, but it's blue. Do 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 do.
Docking request accepted.
All right. And see if we can jump. Now let's try to rescue this guy. Because I think he's going to be attacked. There we go. No cooldown. Hooray! What can I do that'll scare somebody? I know. Use the horror Babylon.
User left your channel.
Alright. It's probably pretty stupid of me to do this because I could be pointed and prevented from docking. So, kind of dumb of me to do this, but hey, YOLO. Yeah, thanks, guys.